Welcome back to A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We're on lesson 52. And these yesterday's lesson and the next couple of days are review basically of the first 25 lessons in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. And so we were just saying how fun it is to review these because they're really, really good. That's such a
They're
dumb
good.
word. They're really interesting concepts because, and you'll see as you join us. Today's review covers these ideas. Number one, I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I am upset, it is always because I have replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I have given them reality and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I am always upset by nothing.
Hmm. Two, I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past, and therefore no enemies. And I will look with love on all that I have failed to see before.
Oh, so good. Number three, my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I am trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I am giving up nothing.
Yeah. Four, I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see.
Number five, my thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh,
Private thoughts, I've been thinking a lot about private thoughts. They're actually um, a mechanism to divide.
that makes perfect sense. Yes.
Because anytime, like in conversation, when someone's talking about their own private life, what's it for? What good can come out of it? How
Nothing.
does that join? Like, how does that join minds? It doesn't. It actually keeps the mind separate and the body
Yes.
separate.
Yes. It anchors in the separateness because I'm
Yes.
having this experience and you're not. Because they're,
Mhm. Yes.
yeah, it's very clear when you look at that for sure. Private
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Whew.
Very slippery.
Very slippery. I have bread
So
in
I've
today too, so
been really thinking a lot about why I want to share things around my private life. Like, why would I want to share that with the world? Right? What is the benefit? What, like in Al-Anon, it says, what's it for?
yeah.
What's it for?
It's something for us to notice. It's
Yes.
something for us to feel, to go through in having this human experience.
Yes, for ourselves. But everybody's having their own personal experience. And to try to think that we can have somebody else's personal experience is false. It's a falsehood.
Yeah.
And thinking that we can is actually creating division
Yeah.
because there is no outside experience. There's only the one you're having.
Right. And nobody else exists. It's only, it's only, everyone is there to help me have my human experience. Nobody really exists.
Separate. Like you can have an experience of someone else's happiness. You can be happy, but that's yours.
Yeah.
It's not theirs. You can't join in their happiness. You can only join in your own.
Yes, you can only listen to your experience and be happy in myself for them.
Yeah. But it's always just the one happiness.
Yeah,
It's always
that's what number five is saying for sure. We are not having private happy thoughts. We are happy having happy thoughts.
yes, and we can share those because everybody else has that same happiness within them.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's not due to a circumstance.
Right.
It's
That's
who
just
we
what we like
are.
to do is create a circumstance to explain our happiness or our sadness
Hmm. Yeah. But we
or
can only
create
share the
something.
happiness
Yeah.
because that's what we are. And we can only share who we are in truth. We can't share who we're not because that creates the private world, so to speak.
Yes. And I am upset because I see what is not there. This makes me think of my drive to Kelowna yesterday. I somehow got in my car and I was irritated.
Hmm.
And I was behind a car on Bella Vista Road that was driving somewhere between 47 and 51 kilometers an
Okay.
hour, maybe 44. And I found that irritating, and I haven't found that irritating in a very long time. And then I thought, well, in my illusion, well, in my thing, there's only me, and who is a real player character and who is not a player character? Because I've made you up, I've made this up, so I've made up all the cars as
But
well.
your character didn't make anything up. Your character was made up.
Right. So it's all
Like,
made up around me as I go through all these motions.
yeah, there's just the one whole reality that there are no separate characters having separate things happening.
Yeah.
Right? So they're just as real as you are.
Yes. Yeah. In it, yes, I think so. Yes. But I was also thinking, I only have my eyes to see. So through my perception, which we know is not real anyways, I've made up everything. We just happen to be able to communicate in the
Yeah.
same language and share the same happiness or sadness as we share our stories. So I know
Yeah.
I'm a little bit in and out of the illusion, but it was kind of a
But
cool noticing.
the resistance and the repulsion is actually an indicator that we are seeing something that's not real and we're making it real.
Right.
That's why we're in resistance. So if we could just see that loop, we're just here to notice it. Oh, I'm seeing something that is not there. It's like the chemtrails, or it's like anything that we have resistance to, we've already judged it, and then we're trying to get rid of it or trying to fix it or rationalize it or
Yes.
but which creates keeps that perpetual loop in play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just we don't need to do anything except notice it for what it is. It's
Exactly.
unreal. It's not a threat to our happiness.
No.
But if we make it real, then it becomes a threat.
Yeah. And we do feel sad. Like yesterday, I'm totally aware of that because when I got up yesterday, the sky was blue. There was all these things across the sky. And sure enough, I get out of my appointment yesterday and it's pouring rain. I'm like, what? What? It was beautiful.
Yeah,
It was,
it was sunny and then it was rainy. And then we judge it according to our own preferences.
Right. Because
Yeah.
of course everyone prefers the sunshine.
Well, that's
Sorry,
not
I've got to
always true.
go get my bread.
Okay.
I tried to set the timing so that it would not interfere with this
Okay.
somehow. But to get to 500 degrees, it takes a long time for my oven to heat up. So, anyway, sorry for the interruption.
No worries. I see only the
Yes,
past. So there's an instant condemnation, but it's unconscious. The
yes,
like I condemn the world I look upon. It's because we're bringing in old thoughts to to judge what's happening in the present
yeah,
because we think we know, and there's a desire to know what's happening,
yeah,
and that desire is the loop. It's the desire to know. It actually creates suffering,
yeah,
and then you either have to judge it as good or bad. So that's a condemnation.
yes,
Whether you judge it good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's still a condemnation because we're setting something apart from the whole.
yes, exactly, exactly. And then number three, my mind is preoccupied with these thoughts. So it's really an ongoing, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to say battle because it's not that hard. We just have to notice that we're doing it and then
Yeah.
it's like we step off the loop.
Yes. And within the loop, nothing's happening either.
We're just
See,
creating it with our thoughts.
there's also that unawareness that something real is happening in the loop, something really bad is happening. We got to get out of the loop. Like, no, that very desire is actually keeping the loop happening over and over. So it's all nothing. It all really does, it all amounts to nothing.
It all amounts to nothing.
We're upset by nothing, we see nothing. It's
We're
all just
preoccupied
nothing.
with nothing.
What did was it who said it's all much to do about nothing?
Oh,
It's all
I think
much
that's like
ado.
an old musical or
Shakespeare,
something. Much
I think
ado about nothing.
Shakespeare. It's all
Oh,
much
yeah.
ado about nothing.
My
And we don't
thoughts do not
know.
mean anything.
Yeah.
It's so simple when we're together, and then I step into my life away from this conversation or these conversations, and I go, okay, I got to get some work done, and I really don't. But we have things to do here.
But there's still an attraction to getting things done here.
Yeah,
There's an attraction to it. And just to notice it,
yeah,
that it's just part of the storyline.
yeah.
And that's not who we are.
No, it isn't, is it? It sure isn't.
And to, escape that storyline, you have to want it 100%. You can't want it 99%. It has to be total,
Yeah,
total desire to know the truth, devotion to the truth, because anything else will create a resistance because we'll want to make something real. And then we
yeah.
get to hate on it. I hate that. And you love it. You love to hate. It's like, ooh, I love it. It's like you can just bite your teeth into it and
Right.
there's an attraction to that. And there's also an attraction to guilt. Like to people please and to make other people happy and be liked and all of that, that's also a way to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my biggest fear was people pleasing, actually. And I feared it so much that I was trying to get rid of it through people pleasing.
Oh,
Oh,
that makes no sense, but it makes all the sense, right?
the fear and the guilt. Oh, the guilt is so big. And if we make the guilt real, then we're stuck in these relationships we don't really like or want, but we think
Yeah.
we have to have them.
Yeah. Yes, that's very true.
And that's been my biggest fear.
Yeah.
It's not death. Like I don't really think it is, but it's just the fear of judgment, I think.
Well, that
But
one's powerful. We're surrounded by people. We're surrounded by people, and there's a lot of expectations and the past
Mhm.
that we pull in. I've said this before. I had a friend of 50 years and we had a disagreement, and oh, but she's your friend of 50 years. You should,
Yeah, keep
whatever,
it. You should keep
keep
that
it,
relationship.
follow, finish the sentence. It could be anything. You should, any number of things. It was not a
Mhm.
good relationship.
It doesn't serve your goodness, the
And it
goodness of
hasn't,
all that is.
hasn't for 50 years. So,
I know it's amazing how these energies, they just hold on and they don't let go. It's like a pit bull dog. Grab on and don't let go.
yeah,
Because there's
yeah,
this fear. What is that fear behind it? If you do let go, what does that mean? And
yeah.
it's just to loosen.
So I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace.
Mm. Yeah, the belief in attack, that something actually real could attack something
Yeah.
real.
Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I'm always upset by nothing. By nothing.
An illusion. We're upset by an illusion. But yeah, it
I will
seems.
bless everyone and everything I see. When I have forgiven myself and remember who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past and therefore no enemies or attack thoughts. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. And then my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. Sorry. I see only my own thoughts. My mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Oh, this is good. Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind.
Hmm.
So everything we do is a distraction from this present moment. And this present moment is perfect perfectness in
Yes,
God.
it's very loving and accepting, and it's never frightening. So anytime there's a feeling of feeling frightened, we've placed meaning, we've created a division in our mind that
And in this
both.
case, it's saying time. We've stepped out of this moment.
Yes.
Whenever I have a feeling of there's two sort of specific feelings I get, usually anxiety, and it's about the future,
Okay.
right? What's going to happen? And I try and get back into the present. I'm aware that I'm,
Hmm.
and I don't even know what I'm fiddling about or anxious about. It's so weird. I'm like, right? It's just a feeling that has come up, and I'm like, what the hell? And the other one is I think guilt or something like that of the past. Like I shouldn't have done that or whatever, the guilt or shame. And that's usually from the past.
Yes.
And that all that does is rob us from being in the present moment.
Yes, it's a way to get us away from what this is right now.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm trying to use time against God. That's another part of what that said in number three. So when we're out of the now moment, we're using time against God. And then four, I see nothing as it is now. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see past or present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see.
Yeah.
See, and that's bringing us back into the present moment as well.
Hmm. Like to be attracted to fearful relationships,
Hmm.
it it's to form an ally of some sort. Like you want to be on their good side or something, but underneath it, there's fear.
Yes. Yeah.
And that fear makes you want to keep the relationship intact, so to speak. Like don't rock the boat.
Yeah.
And it's just it doesn't serve anyone.
No.
But there's attraction to it still, and it's good to just notice it, and then wow, you can once it's noticed and you don't do anything to perpetuate that relationship. You don't
Yeah.
like I just stopped reaching out to certain relationships, and that's not like me, right? That's
Yeah.
not like what happened, like why isn't she reaching out to me anymore? Like because that's what I usually do.
Yeah.
But it gets me thinking that I don't need to if I don't want to. I have to follow my heart, right? And then everything works out for good when you're just following your heart in the present moment, like be in the present.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if something's gonna take you away from your calmness, peace, then why want it at all?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. That's kind of an ouchie. I the only thing swirling in my head is private thoughts.
Yeah, but all your private thoughts are everyone's private thoughts.
Yeah.
They're not separate and apart and special because they're everyone's.
They do not exist, so they mean nothing.
Yeah.
Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts?
And when you think about if this is a dream and everybody's having pitiful private thoughts, it's like, well, that's the dream.
Yeah.
And if everybody's having the same dream, it's like, well, then who is having the dream? There's not a lot of people having dreams. It's just one dream,
Yeah.
and there's just one dreamer, and that's it. There's not a lot of separate things. There never was, but we want to feel like we want to have
Special.
company. We want company. We don't want to be alone.
Yeah. And that's why we do the people pleasing. We're surrounded by people, so we want to, make sure
Get along.
who we're around that we get along and that they like you and all
Mhm.
those things. Yeah.
And that is actually keeping us from being in the present moment.
Yeah.
It's another distraction.
Yeah. Yeah, there's good distractions out there for sure. I love this material. It just creates a reason to think about what we're doing
Yeah,
and to
and
just
it creates
remember.
a devotion
Yeah.
to being in alignment with our truth.
Yeah.
And when we're in alignment with our truth, it's all it's peaceful, it's happiness, joy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not something that can be taken away because it's really not an emotion. It's who we really are.
It's who we really are. Yeah.
And it's so and so we get to feel and experience all of the emotions
Yeah.
and to celebrate all of them
Yeah.
because we're none of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
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 So yeah,
Whew, that's good.
get to see and feel everything because they all mean nothing in the end.
They all
And I
mean
think by
nothing.
making things real, we want to keep the illusion alive. We want to keep the dream real.
Hmm.
And why? You know, there's always a question like, why do I want to do that?
Well, and the ego keeps us busy because because when we do remember who we are, the ego dissolves.
Right.
And
But
so
when there's a
yeah,
desire in the world, when there's a desire, we're not to try to get rid of it. We're here to just notice it,
yeah,
not cover it up and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have any desires." Like
yeah.
there's traditions that do that in the world, but that's not what this book is teaching. This book is teaching to actually just notice, do nothing but notice
Yeah,
that that's what's arising. Oh, there's a desire, and we can't. We need to honor everything, but not make it real at the same time.
yeah, right.
Because you know, I've often judged other people who are like needy, but it's their journey and they have to fulfill their needs. They have to
Hmm.
fulfill their desires. They have to go through that journey.
Hmm.
It's not my journey to judge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just need to see that as also unreal, not make it real. Other people's journeys. Oh my God. We make them real, you know?
And their journey reel.
Yeah. And then we get to judge it and hate on it and whatever,
Or whatever. Yeah.
or envy it or whatever it is. It's first we make it real and then we get to muck around with it.
And all we're doing is bringing in the past, using
Yes.
our past to have thoughts about it. So we're seeing what's not there. We're bringing up the past. We're occupied with those thoughts again, and we see nothing as it is now. And then we realize or notice that our thoughts do not mean anything.
Yeah, it's the full circle.
It's a full circle right here. Whew.
And then,
Whew.
of course, if you do make your thoughts mean something, which is number five, my thoughts do not mean anything. But if you do make them mean something, then you go back to number one.
Yeah,
I'm upset
I'm
because I see
upset because I
something.
see what's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the perfect circle of noticing,
It's noticing.
of noticing. I do not, my thoughts do not mean anything. And if I make them mean something, you're right. I am upset because I see what is not there. Then you remember you see only from the past, and your mind is preoccupied with the past. And then you see nothing as it is now. And then the thoughts come in. Maybe this is just, this is all of it.
Yeah, this is really it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
they work on each other. They build on
Exactly.
each other.
Exactly. I am going to end the recording here.